Hey Rebels, my name is Matthew Barton. Welcome to the Rebellion Brewing Podcast. If you're like me, you're giving a lot of beer and wine away to friends this Christmas. Beer's a great gift, but maybe you've got kids or nieces and nephews, and they can't have beer yet. So what are you going to do? Sarah Luna is a streamer and gamer extraordinaire, and today she returns to the podcast to talk about some video game recommendations that you can give this Christmas. So let's get into it. Sarah, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you for having me back.
It's so good to see your smiling face in the morning.
I try. I'm very tired. I haven't had any coffee today, but I'm ready.
We'll do our best.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you playing right now?
A lot of Final Fantasy and a lot of World of Warcraft, which I think is the same thing I said last time. Because the new Final Fantasy expansion just came out last Tuesday, I think on the 7th, and I've been all about that, and I'm still raiding every week in World of Warcraft, so I've been doing that constantly. And Halo, actually. I'm playing Halo for the first time in my entire life.
Are you getting your butt kicked?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm terrible. I mostly do big team battle because I can do things like capture points and capture the flag when I have 15 people backing me up. If it's 4v4 matches, it's literally a 3v4 for my team, and I just sit there dead the entire game.
They're just carrying you.
Yeah. I have very good friends who do it and are like, no, it's fine. You're good. It's fine. And I am like, no, just let me do BTB and capture the flag and like drive vehicles over people. It's a lot of fun.
I know last time you were on the pod, we were talking about how Mondo Twitch is, what a big audience has gotten. What has your experience been over the last year?
It's been pretty good. I've actually taken a decent amount of time off this year for like mental health reasons, which is the most important thing at the end of the day and should be prioritized at all times. IMO, and it's one of those things that like the constant chill of like numbers and everything, and it just kind of can weigh on you a lot. So I took a bit of a step back, and I'm getting back into it, and it is like nothing has changed. My community is all still there. Everybody comes back in troves. I still get like the 30 to like 60 people on like my best days. So, which is like pretty good for a smaller mid-sized kind of streamer. So yeah, people are very all for the mental health breaks if you need to take them. So
right. When it comes to social media, I think that people get too focused on numbers when really they should be focused on engagement. The audience that's there should really enjoy you. And don't worry about the fair weather fans that pop in and out. Really talk to the people who are your hardcore.
Absolutely. And then by doing that, you'll be able to expand your reach and draw in more of those fair weather people on any platform. And then they'll come and become more of the hardcore group as well, which is the best way to do it. And it is usually what it's worked for me. I mean, that's how I've maintained tons of people after taking like months off with 1 or 2 streams a month, maybe for the last couple of months. So
the pandemic has really sucked for a lot of us. So I'm glad to hear you're taking care of yourself.
Yeah, thank you. I'm trying my best. So
well, let's get down to Christmas video game recommendations. What's your number one recommendation for the holiday season?
if you have younger kids, a Nintendo Switch. That is hands down, in my opinion, the best console on the market. It's the cheapest and it has the most variety and widest appeal of things for everybody of any age. And it has the most party games and the most multiplayer games that aren't all like you must have another Xbox to play with your friend on Xbox. You can couch co-op a Switch. You can play Mario Party and Mario Kart and Smash Brothers and a Switch all the way, 100%.
If you're looking at somebody who's maybe got a teenager, they got a surly 13, 14-year-old, what are they kind of gunning for?
So actually, I would go with an Xbox or PlayStation, depending on, of course, what their friends have. And that's a big part of it because you can't do crossplay with most games. But I actually wanted to mention this. Best Buy just started a new program with Xbox and Microsoft called Xbox All Access, where you can finance an Xbox Series X or Series S with 2 months, or sorry, 2 years of Game Pass, which is their free, like, my massive library of games of all kinds, from like indie games to AAA, like $7 billion titles. You can finance it like it's like a car, but it's, $10 a month as opposed to $300 a month, which I think is a phenomenal idea. And it is just in time for Christmas. So I'm a big PlayStation person and I always have been, but that is the coolest thing I've seen any company do in a long time. So if you've got a teenager or you've got anybody who's interested in like any kind of game that would be on either of the bigger consoles, I think Xbox is kind of the way to go right now because of that. So,
It's a real big steep wall to jump in on a
mhm.
console. It's like $1,000, and you
Yeah.
get two controllers maybe for $1,000, and maybe a couple games, and then
Yeah.
system. That's
Because
that's a
games
big
are like
pill.
$80 a piece now too, right? Like, I got a PlayStation 5 on launch day because I pre-ordered it and I was very excited for it. But all in all, when I got the console, comes with one controller. I didn't get an extra one because I just play by myself for my stream. And then I got 3 games with it. It was $875. And the console itself was like 650 of that without taxes. So it's a lot. It adds up really quick. So being able to finance this with Best Buy is takes that burden off of a lot of parents, especially who are buying these things for their 13, 14-year-old kids who, will play it a lot, but it might also kind of sit there and collect dust, which is what happens with me sometimes, speaking from experience.
Well, knock on wood, Omicron doesn't bother us too much, but it sounds like we're gonna
Yeah.
have a pretty quiet Christmas around here. We're not going traveling or seeing too
Yeah.
many people.
Yeah, hopefully. It's kind of the same way with my boat too. My sister's coming in from Calgary, but they're driving, so they get, none of the scares of being on a plane or anything like that. So it's a little bit safer, but it's just gonna be a very small, very low key. We'll probably break out the Mario Party or like Cards Against Humanity or something like that with the
If
fam.
there if there's one video game title doesn't platform agnostic, if there's one video game title, what would you pick?
Oh, that's really tough actually. Um, I would go with probably Super Smash Brothers. It's one of those games that, like, it's been around for a long time with Nintendo people and it's been on all of their platforms, but I think it's the best, like, with your friends game because it's very low key. You don't have to be a really, really good fighting game player or a really good shooter at like FPS games like Halo to play it and have fun. And you've got people from like Pokemon and you've got Mario and Luigi and you've got Kingdom Hearts characters and Final Fantasy characters, and that you can just sit there and you can fight with your friends or your family. It's up to 8 players, which is like, I think, the most out of any multiplayer game on the market right now, I think. And that's one that I always go back to, and anybody that I've shown it to, even if they're hardcore, like, I only play on PC or I only play Xbox, they always are like, Smash Bros is like the best game for just like chill, casual, fun times. So I think that one probably would be my number one pick.
I know you and I like to geek out about coffee and beer a little bit. Is there any
Mhm.
beers you're looking forward to trying out this holiday season?
There was a couple actually from Rebellion that we we have in the back of the coffee shop at Everyday Kitchen. It's a um it's we had it at our staff party, and I don't remember what the name of it was, but it was described as like crisp and refreshing and something else, and it seems like it would be really, really good, and I'm gonna probably take it home because we have a whole bunch of it this weekend.
Crisp and refreshing.
I don't
That could have
remember what
been
it
a
was
beer.
called. Yeah, I think something like that, yeah. Because we have a couple of cans of, like, the lentil, which I love the lentil beer, it's so good. Um, and then a couple, like, amber ales and stuff like that, but this one, I was reading it, and it seemed like almost like a cider minus, like, the extra, like, sugariness that comes with the cider, which is I love that, I love sugar, so I'm all about ciders, but it seemed like it would be really, really good, so I wanted to give that one a try. I wish I remembered what it was called, but I wish I could remember.
I put you on the spot. I apologize.
No, no, it's okay, 'cause I was thinking about it this morning too. I was like, "I should have brought that home with me last night when I was off," and I totally forgot about it. And then I don't have to go in today, so
If people want to hear you talking more about video games or see you even playing video games, where should they go?
I have a Twitch channel, and it is twitch.tv/SarahLunaGG, and that is SarahLuna and GG. I don't think capitals matter. And that's my handle on everything except for TikTok these days. So, because I like to be cohesive, but it looked kind of dumb on TikTok because there's no capitals on TikTok. So it looked like it was a weird last name. But yeah, that's where I'm most active, I would say, is probably on Twitch or on Twitter, which is the same handle as well. And yeah, I talk about all kinds of things on my stream while I'm playing something else. I was talking about like playing Halo last night while I was streaming my WoW raid. So just come in and ask any questions, and I will go off on 10-hour long tangents about everything. So,
Sarah, I want to thank you for your time today.
of course, thank you for having me. Always a pleasure. Always a great time.
Rebels, thanks for listening today. If you have any questions or comments about this episode, be sure to join us on our brand new Facebook group page, The Rebellion Brewing Podcast. I'm going to include links in the show notes so you can find all things SarahLunaGG. I'm also proud to let you know that we're members of the Saskatchewan Podcast Network, a one-stop shop for tons of locally produced shows from across our province. You can find them at saspodcastnetwork.com. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Untappd so you don't miss out on the latest in Sask craft beer news. Thank you for joining the Rebellion.